All right. And then one more thing so we can get some people on here to join us. I'm going to see if I can recruit some people from Leslie's page. Let me see just a second. That's followers. It's still not working. That didn't work for us last week either. I'm gonna have to get with Megan on that to see what's going on with that. And then let me just go ahead and share this to our Facebook group so our Facebook groupies can hang out with us too.
I want to say I've seen some people do like the at highlight. I don't know if that's like a group thing or
Um,
or
I don't know.
no,
That's
I've seen
actually
it.
something we can look into. You used to be able to do like at followers, and whoever's like a follower to your personal page would come hang out,
Yeah.
but I don't know what's going on with that.
They
So
keep seeing different things, followers, highlight, everyone.
I'm chat. Man, I can't even spell my name right. There we go. All right. So share to the Facebook group. Okay, so now we are ready. Hey guys, good morning. I hope you all are well. Sorry for the delay. We were just crossing our T's, dotting our I's, making sure that we could share this with everybody so everybody has the opportunity to watch it. I'm Danielle. This is Peyton. We have hijacked Leslie's Facebook once again. You'll see that often. Today we're going to
Don't
kind
ever
of talk.
see my face though.
No, you're never going to see
It's been a
Peyton's face.
while.
So it's fun getting new people on here and getting to talk about new things. Megan's on vacation, so um, we're just kind of filling in for her. So today we're going to kind of talk about how we basically got our lives back. And long story short, that was the outcome that we had with everything we're going to discuss today. And like reducing work hours basically is how we got our life back, right? So when Leslie took the firm over in 2014-ish, I believe it was, from her
That's
mom.
right.
Yeah, there were like a ton of non-ideal clients. Leslie was like making personally, like her pay was like $1.50 an hour. The firm was not making any money.
I didn't
Um,
even realize that. Dollar
yeah,
fifty. What?
yeah, she made like $8 a day. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, give or take,
Oh my
obviously.
gosh.
But
I
yeah,
didn't
it was
realize it
pretty
was
bad.
that bad.
It was pretty, yeah, it was pretty bad. She was working like 80 plus hours a week, from the time she woke up to the time she got to bed, really missing out on time with her kids because at the time she had two young girls, and she was a single mom, had just gotten divorced, all the things that you guys have probably heard from us before. But so yeah, basically the firm was running her life. She wasn't really living, doing things that she wanted to do, spending time with her family, friends, whatever. Um, I started in 2017, and in 2017 it was very much the same way. I mean, I'm sure her and Lynn had made a lot of changes by the time that me, Megan, and Chelsea all started about the same time in 2017. Um, Obviously because they were able to hire some team members, but we still were not really making money. We still had a lot of non-ideal clients. We were working 10-hour days at that point. Um, and I remember like my first 2 weeks that I started, I didn't do anything besides scan. And I started April. Well, it was like we discussed this in our team meeting. It was actually the end of March, but I scanned because we were going paperless at the time. I didn't do anything besides scan for like the first 2 weeks. I was like, oh, this is easy. Like what?
That's
you
so
know?
funny.
Yeah. And then we slowly realized that that wasn't going to work, over the years. I believe Peyton started in 2019, right, Peyton?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the end of 2019 in September. I
Yeah.
remember scanning some, but I did not did not
No.
scan for the first. 2
No,
weeks
so
at
like
all.
between 2017, 2019, we knew that we had to change. We just didn't know what we needed to do to get there. So um when we were working on stuff, I remember we didn't have task management, we didn't have processes. I mean, my brain has always worked as like I need to write this stuff down so I know how to do it the next time, but we all were doing that. So like I had my own process, Megan had her own process, Chelsea had her own process, whatever, and we would just do all of our work. We were getting like work sent back constantly. Felt like ping pong ball was not a good time. And I remember going into Lynn's office like every day, like, okay, what do I do now? Okay, what do I do now? Like I'm done, whatever. So she wasn't getting anything done because I was driving her crazy, which is why she was still working from the time she woke up to the time she went to bed because they couldn't get anything done unless it was before we came in or after we left. Fully aware of that. But yeah, so it was very unproductive and not streamlined at all. Um, when Peyton started, Peyton, was it when you first started that we had started streamlining more? Because I remember sitting at Peyton's desk for the full 10 hours, teaching her how to do one monthly, 1 month end, all day long.
Yep. Whenever I started, it was like y'all knew y'all were working on streamlining. At that point, though, there was, quite a few still non-ideal clients. So it's like y'all were trying to find the time to streamline while still getting work done. And not really knowing, I guess, the next step at that point because was a jetpack whenever I started.
Did you get to experience Arrow workflow?
I know y'all had it, but y'all just like kept passwords in it or something.
Yeah, we didn't use it. I mean, it
I
didn't.
don't
It didn't work. It was
I
basically a
don't even
passive
think I had a
story.
login,
Okay.
but I remember y'all hearing about it and y'all showing it to me, but because I remember pulling all the information out of Arrow and putting it, I guess, into Lisio maybe. Um,
Yeah.
something along those lines, but I didn't think it was task management.
No, it was supposed to be, but it wasn't. It's not how we used it. So
Yeah.
in 2019, when Peyton started, we very much were still not streamlined. I mean, it was better than when we had started in 2017, but it still wasn't
Mhm.
efficient, productive. And then we did implement Jetpack, and then shortly after that is whenever Leslie had come across Run Like Clockwork with Mike McCallowitz, Adrian Dorison, and we all read the book, and we were kind of like, okay, like I understand what they're saying, but what do you want me to do? Like we didn't really understand how to implement it. Like we understood
Right.
the end goal that they were trying to accomplish, but it didn't really make sense on how it applied to us. And then fast forward maybe like a couple months, Leslie had us go through that program, and we all had like our light bulb moment went off. We were like, oh, this is kind of like what we're trying to do. Um, so that really like gave us the push that we needed to, get to where we wanted to go. We were able to raise prices on all of our clients because we still were not making money at that point. Which in return weeded out non-ideal clients, right? Like if they're not going to pay the value that you're providing, then they're not ideal clients. And then some of them were willing to pay, but we knew that they were not ideal clients and they were very large clients, but we planned for that. Um,
Mhm.
and then we also went away, I believe 2021, we went away from Jetpack, implemented ClickUp, which we still use ClickUp. We probably will never go away from ClickUp unless we outgrow it for some reason. But we were on the
I want
path.
to say there was something in between, wasn't there?
No, we went straight from
No?
Jetpack to ClickUp.
Okay. I just didn't feel like we had jetpack that long. I guess
We didn't.
I don't even remember what it looks like.
We didn't have it very long, and I was one of the ones who did not want to get away from Jetpack because it was something going from having nothing to something felt like
Mm.
huge for us, but I understood why we needed to go to ClickUp after because there was like the one-off tasks we couldn't do. There was just stuff that didn't work for us in Jetpack. It might work for other people, it just didn't work for us. It's a personal preference on what you choose. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, so we were like getting in the process of streamlining more. Like it felt more like, okay, this isn't like it wasn't dreadful coming into work and like, oh, I got to deal with these clients who are just gonna bug all day and not, you know. care about what I tell them, not listen, or whatever it may be. And then we slowly started like writing processes and stuff. So fast forward to last September, we hired a new team member, Alyssa. She got the glory of coming in with pretty much everything streamlined. Ideal client determined, ideal services determined, all of the things. And before Alyssa came in, Leslie had approached us and she was like, "What do you guys think about working 6.5 hour days?" And we were like, I was really hesitant on it. Like, sure, it sounded like a dream, a pipe dream, if you were to ask me at that time. I'm like, we, I don't think it's gonna work, right? We still have to get the work
Yeah.
done that you're trying to do, but I didn't believe it was possible.
I low
But
key panicked. I was like, how are we
yeah,
going to get all this done? We work 10 hours a day. Like, what? How is this possible? Like, I low key panicked. I was like, sounds great, but is it really doable?
yeah, yeah. I think we were kind of all there for a little while. But if you're familiar with Parkinson's law, the less time you have to get stuff done, the more productive you are. And it actually worked. So we went from working like crazy, stupid hours from when we started, and I kind of went down the timeline with you guys, so it didn't happen overnight. I think in 2020, when did we start working reduced hours? 22 or
Yeah,
21?
it was August of 22 because we had just started working from home or shortly after we did the 8 to 3, we started working from home. So we were in office working that, but only for a short amount of time. So I want to
I
say it
actually think it
was
was 21.
August.
I think it was 21 because
Really?
I bought this house November of 21, and we were already working from home at our old house. So I actually think it was
Really?
2021. Maybe we
My
implemented.
concept of time the
Yeah,
last 5 years has been like,
yeah.
I
So
mean,
maybe,
ever since COVID.
yeah. But it was after we got our processes documented, after we were all utilizing ClickUp, after we raised prices, we wouldn't have been able to work the reduced hours and get that time back if we hadn't done that. So
Mhm.
like I said, fast forward to when Alyssa started last September, Paige, what did you notice like the difference versus like when you started? Because we were kind of in the mix of getting there when you started. When I started, there was nothing, so it was like
Yeah.
night and day for me. But
Yeah.
what was the difference
Um,
like that you noticed the
I
big?
mean, Melissa was able to like, pretty much take any kind of task and run with it. Yes, of course, along the way she had questions, but it was nothing like I really felt like I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but trying to help Alyssa and like answer her questions and stuff, I instantly started feeling like this is how Danielle has had to have felt dealing with me and all of my questions and all of my things, like whenever I first started. But
Yeah,
the huge difference is like, she's got a couple questions here and there, throughout the day, but I'm not having to go and, physically sit at her house and help her and walk through these things and, answer her questions quickly or, like she has enough information to like at least research and dig into it. If she, looked into it a little bit more as to where before I didn't want to click anything wrong. I was so scared, you guys, because I did not know like can I mess this up? Can I, what am I able to do or not do? And I think our processes has helped with, knowing where you can go and kind of research things yourself, or, there's just a lot of information in those processes that can kind of guide you if
yeah,
it's not exactly the answer to the question she might have. There's at least information there and she's not having to wait around.
yeah. And you
That's
were
where
able
I
to
felt like I
still.
was dependent on you.
Yeah, and you were still able to get everything like your work done with her
Mhm.
learning new stuff. Like you weren't having to do like the hand holding when training. Usually you do have to do a lot of that when you hire a new team member is like sit
Yeah,
there and train them and or throw them to the wolves, which also isn't very productive.
right.
So and we were still working 8 to 3, 6.5 hour work day. So Alyssa was able to come in working those reduced hours. She didn't have to experience like the long, crazy work weeks and stuff like that. And with the time that we get back, I know, I mean, there's so much you can do. I remember whenever we were working the 10-hour days, it was hard for us to like go to the gym or go spend extra time with your kids, go to school functions, like all of the stuff like that. So it's definitely been nice having like the reduced work hours, and we actually make more money now. The firm makes more money now than it did then with less clients. Um, so what I will say is that it is doable. Like you don't have to work 1,000 hours a week, and you can spend time with your family and have ideal clients and offer the ideal services that you want to offer. Um, but you just have to figure out what you want and where you're trying to go and make actions, like, make steps or make decisions and implement things to get you one step closer to that end goal. And
And
if you
if
guys go ahead.
I was gonna say, and if, dropping that many hours is a little scary or dramatic, you can start with smaller chunks. You can cut
Mhm.
back 2 hours a day, or, just slowly get there, and,
Yeah,
and not have to take a huge leap if that's something that's scary to you. You can just take those little baby steps as long as you're working towards it.
yeah, yeah. So if you guys are more interested on how we did this, you can comment below. I'll also drop a link on to where you can reach out to us, and we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Hiya.